object was the candle, which I noticed
seems to have two flames.
Yes, it seemed to grow a little bit later. But it led me to some interesting visions. I don't know whether it's my mental association with that candle, but it took me to a cathedral and then to somebody writing with one of those very long pulled things.
A scribe?
Yes.
Like a Catholic scribe?
Interesting.
So did you discover why it is you do not want to see this light?
Got no idea.
Okay, so just for the fun of it, Lou, close your eyes and see that scribe again. And let's see, I'm saying the word see again, in so many different contexts. If you can see that scribe later in life, like 6 or 7 years later. Older?
Yeah.
More tired, fatigued? Is he well? How is he feeling?
No, he's all right.
Shafiki can see. Is he still a scribe?
No.
Can he see?
Oh. Maybe he's gone blind.
No, there's a feeling that goes with that. Give me the feeling that goes with that.
Like a frustration.
And?
Yeah, unable to continue writing.
Little deeper.
Gives up trying to write.
Yes, but why is he so god-awfully pissed off? That's what I'm interested in. What is he so pissed off about? Or doesn't he feel pissed off to you?
Yeah, it feels.
And more importantly, what or who is he pissed off with? Are you all listening to this on the group here on WebEx?
Yeah, he's been made to write something that doesn't come from him. He's sort of copying out something.
Yes, he's a scribe. Yeah, he's not allowed to write his own thoughts. So even if he is writing something that is not true for him, or that is not true generally, he must write it. Okay? Can you see if he uses different color inks?
Yes.
Okay. Favorite color?
Black and blue.
Okay. You see, you have to qualify for the blue. He hasn't quite qualified for the red yet. I like this chap. Take a closer look at him. I think you must get to know him better, Lou. And I'm interested to know, why is he so pissed off? Who is he a scribe for?
Most likely the Catholic Church.
Yes. And the story is that he loses his eyesight from all of this work that he does. That's how he loses his eyesight. He goes blind as a scribe. And he can no longer serve that purpose. So he is angry because he is betrayed, let down, disappointed in being discarded by the church. He loses all of his privileges that goes with being a scribe because he is no longer of use to the church.
Good thing.
See? Oh, it's amazing what you can learn from spending some time in quiet contemplation. So, when we asked for past lives and future lives, it's because we know that there's no such thing, and that's just the linear system of our physical plane thinking. But the purpose of today's meditation was to engage with the word see. I see. Yeah? In so many different ways. Because for some of us, there is a limitation in terms of physical seeing. I know people who stumble over themselves all the time, like they cannot even see where they put their feet. And then there we have limitations in terms of being sensitive to or have insights about other people's emotions and feelings. And then we have difficulty seeing other people's points of view or understanding other people's visions of themselves or ideas or notions. So we know in the corporate world, for example, we talk about people needing buy-in, right? One of my clients uses this phrase fairly often, so it's sticking at the top of my head. We want buy-in, and in order to get buy-in, you must share the vision. But there will always be somebody who doesn't get it and cannot get it because they are limited in their ability to see. For yourself, we use the word I see. I mean, so easily. You know, we talk to someone, we're having a conversation, and they're telling you all about something, and you go, I see. Meaning, I understand, or I get it, or, yeah, like, you know, that kind of makes sense to me. It is not necessarily agreement with what is said, but it is, I get it, I see. Or, I get the point you're making. It's not agreement, it's just, I see. And then, of course, we have what we call spiritual seeing, which is my capacity to see clairvoyantly, using my physical eyes and my third eye to see beyond what is physically in front of me and to see its energy field and to see spirit. Most of us have difficulty with seeing in that way, clairvoyantly, because we have had past experiences of being punished or held accountable for seeing what others cannot see. Or we have had the capacity to see ridiculed so often that we have learned to hide from it or not trust it. Or, and this is, neither here nor there for this group, but for a lot of people in the world, they've just never had the capacity to see in the first place, because clairvoyance means that I have raised my vibration sufficiently over a series of lifetimes that I have accessed what is available, the resources of my third eye. Zuma? You all finished that sentence, right? Will never be able to see in this lifetime anyway, and it will take him a lot of other lifetimes before he can see. Some of the ways in which you can practice seeing with your third eye is to go to the beach, have clear open horizon, and you see that horizon first with your physical eyes, and then you see it consciously with your third eye, and at the horizon you create that triangle of the vision, and then you pull that vision towards you all the way through your third eye and out the back. It's a lovely technique. It all happens energetically, of course, because you know there isn't a real triangle on the horizon. You see, limited seeing will ask that question, and you are opening up the connection between what my eyes see physically and what my eyes, all three of them, see energetically. The physical eyes have rods and cones that enable us to see energy. We've done this with reading auras in the center, so this was a little bit of preparation for the weekend of gathering. We know that we are able to see energy if we raise our eyesight, physical eyesight, by about 45 degrees to open up those rods and cones and gaze beyond the physical object. We are able to see the impression of spirit on a wall pretty much the same way. We are able to manage the flow of a candle. I was waiting for you to bring my candle, the two flames into one, if you stared at it long enough, or to keep that flame stable by projecting your energy onto it and holding it stable using your breathing and contemplation. These are all possibilities using your physical eyes and third eye in harmony with each other. The main reason I chose this as the practice for today's meditation is because coming out of this hectic, crazy energy with Venus and the upheaval that it's brought in some quarters requires that we must have greater insight, greater understanding, greater tolerance and acceptance of ourselves and others. And one of my favorite hymns is Amazing Grace. I once was blind, but now I see. I have had so many blind spots on this spiritual journey, and I have to tell you that the more I am able to see through understanding, and the more I am able to see through faith in spirit. And here the word see means having insight to, not actually physically seeing orbs and spirit guides, etc., or colors. It is the insight, the inner seeing. The more I am able to see that, the easier it is for my physical eyes, even though I have to wear glasses on occasion to read, to see spirit, which for me is a wonderful affirmation and validation of as within, so without, or as above, so below. So for those of you who have said repeatedly, I want to see energy, well, let us increase or emphasize your capacity to understand first. I see inwardly, or I see others and their perspectives. I see the visions in the world. I see different points of view. I see from my truth. Those are the affirmations of this meditation. What you are willing to see in your consciousness awakens you and clears the entangled congestion of your physical experience with seeing. What we receive in our third eye chakras naturally, intuitively, organically, automatically, I don't know all the words for this, informs what you will see with your physical eyes. And then, of course, this, like everything else, takes practice. Every week, I give you a new point of practice, and if you are seeing clearly, There is a method in this madness that allows you to put things together into one practice. Okay. All right, everyone. Any questions? Anybody on the WebEx group want to share, or everybody on the WebEx group still there? Just checking. Thank you for sharing, Lou. It was a wonderful example to use for everybody else.